Alright, picking up where I left off. This is part 2. And I've kind of decided I want to put this side piece on first. Okay? And I'll show you how I do this. Because it varies on the sides here, the size, this is kind of all black according to this here. But I trim off the side piece from this above the window area here. So I'll show you how to do that. And again, I'm working this 2016 Kyle Busch NASCAR. And I'm kind of I'm looking at this, right? Where's a good place to separate here to here? And it's right above this NOS area. There's looks like a break in the decal here. So I'm gonna cut here. And just kind of right in that open area there. And I'm going to come down here. I'm going to cut right along this side here. Right across there. And then just going to keep going, and I'm going to cut right underneath this NASCAR race car logo. And I'm just going to cut through whatever's there. And then kind of trim down here a little bit. Okay. Alright, so this is what I have here. Gonna trim. Don't really see much in here. And again, I just washed my hands, so my hands are clean. Don't see any decals in there, so I'm gonna kind of cut that out. I don't like any extra space of the decal. I got a little bit here. Oops. And looks like just a little bit across here. And I'll cut down. Cut a little bit further. Okay. Alright, now let's line it up. See what we got. First of all, you can see how big this is here. See, I got overhang here and a little overhang here. Ideally, I would like to line it up so that this fuel door goes right over top of that hole, and it looks pretty good. It looks like it's going to line up pretty good there. If I get it right there, or at least it's close, right? I got a little bit extra decal right on that side. I'm going to cut that off. Let's see a little white there, or blue. Like so. Okay. So I'd much rather, if I can get this to line up here, then you can see I got a lot more overhang on the front, which is good because I do want this to come, I won't say as far forward as I can, but a good amount forward, and that way I have a better chance of everything lining up on the front, the farther forward this is here. So I am now going to cut little slices in here. I like to cut right along on the lines there, so I can fold that in. I'm going to cut right in the middle here. So what that'll allow it to do, it'll kind of bend it in around the wheel well there. And I think that's probably good. I see. I'm going to trim just a little bit off of this here. Just a little cut there, because I don't want it coming up on the spoiler here. So it might a little bit, but it won't be too bad. Oh, I got to trim around this NOS here. It's a little white, or a little clear in here. And I'm sorry about the lighting. I think there's like a little bit of a glare. I can see it. But yeah, I just cut right there above that O. Alright, so I think I've got it, and I'm ready to dip it. Yeah. So it's just important to take your time, line things up, look things over before you get it in the water. You really don't want to cut it once it goes into the water if you don't have to, or if you can help it, you know. And I just, like I said, I like to use a lot of water. Get that completely wet, like so. All right, I'm back to this thing here. So this is a tricky part, no doubt about it, right? You can see how thin this is, and yet how thick that is. I mean, it's crazy. But that's, you know, that's the way I want it, right? Like that, right? All right. So there's definitely, you know, I definitely want to cut this off here. And I'm going to cut along here. And sometimes I don't have to, but I am definitely going to cut this time. And I'm cutting just below where it says Rowdy. And then I'm going to trim up here just inside this thing here. A little bit into the black, right? And I'm going to bring this around. Just kind of eyeballing where it needs to go. I can always trim more. And kind of cutting along here as my first cut. Okay. Alright, we'll set that aside for a second. And this is going to go right across there. Like so. Okay, I got to trim the black off where it's going to go along here. Oops. You can kind of see it where it starts right around here. Just a little cut there. And then I'm going to cut this whole thing off here. Like that. And I got a little bit extra I can cut off here. Okay, what's it look like now? Okay, it's starting to come together. That's going to come down that way, so I got to cut off more the black. The Rowdy's a little off. Or is it? Yeah, see, the race car logo's off there. I need it further down this way. So kind of like that. So I got to trim a little bit more black off that top left corner there. Okay. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So we'll get that in the water. And now we have this piece. And this is just, you know, it's pretty easy. Let's cut that off. Also try to make sure, sometimes, I mean, this is such a small decal, I can get it flipped upside down. So I kind of take a look at it and I see this little, you know, clear area there, and I can barely make out the Toyota logo, and that goes on the top, and this orange kind of goes on the bottom, and whatever else is down there goes on the bottom. So I just want to make sure, and when I lay it in the water, try to keep it, you know, in the direction that needs to go on the car, so I don't get confused. It's easy to get confused on some of this stuff. And the other side is going to be very similar. We'll see how that works out, and if I even, if I even video that. But this has been, drying. Looks pretty good. Did I say I like the can? I think the can's cool. I really like NOS, by the way. I mean, it's not my favorite drink. I'm a full throttle guy, although, like I said, I'm trying to cut back on my soda. But I do like NOS. They had a I'm trying to remember the flavor. I think it was like a yellow can, like a citrus, which almost tasted exactly like a Full Throttle. And I just couldn't find it anywhere. When I did find it, I bought a few cans, of course. But yeah, I've always had a sweet tooth. Grew up on, chocolate milk and peanut butter and jelly for lunch every day in elementary school. Just every day. That's what I had. So, but yeah, I think this is ready to move. Getting close. I'm not sure if I want to put this on first or this. We'll see. We'll see. I'll go ahead and put this on, and if I have to adjust it, I can. Somebody's walking around upstairs. Yeah. That looks pretty cool when you drop a big piece like that on, You can see the blue's I think a pretty good match. Can bring this down carefully. Like so. Just carefully grabbing it, or not really grabbing it, just kind of, pulling it a little bit. It's much better to pull than push with this stuff. Kind of bring it down. Gonna go a little bit to the left here. Because it's so wet, it slides pretty easily. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So this is just a little bit there. Just kind of using, like I said, I washed my hands. My thumb's clean. It's clean. Trying to get this to conform over the sides of the, the curved surface. Looks like this fuel door is ever so slightly touching that spoiler. It's unfortunate. I got the decals kind of lined up for the wraparound turn signal, or rear lights and side lights, and it looked too bad there. Having your fingernails trimmed, mine are not, they're kind of in the middle, right? I probably let them grow for another week or so, and then I need to trim them. Don't like to have long, dirty fingernails when you're working on this stuff. At least I don't. Some of you may. But definitely clean hands. Clean surface is good. Okay. Okay. How's this look? Looks pretty good. Goes down here. Coming over here. Got that. There's a little ridge right there. It's a little ridge. I'm taking my brush, I get a little water in it, right? And I kind of rub it into my paper towel over here. If If you're wondering when that goes off camera, that's what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to get this to tuck here. And it's already tucking pretty good. Don't have to do a whole lot. If it wasn't tucking, I would get the microsole out and get it to soften up, and then it would conform pretty easily. All right. I still see that little crease right there. Now, obviously, I'm kind of taking my time with this, which I normally try to take my time, but in probably regular speed, if I'm not filming, it's going to go a little bit quicker. Kind of look at it at the side, make sure there's nothing, nothing sticking out there, but that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how that has turned out there. Okay, let's get this side on here. That's sufficient time to sit. All right. Yeah. So fuzzy there. Okay, so what's important to me here is this coming down and touching here, right? I want to get that there. And it looks good over here. If you remember, there was a little bit of space there. It looks good. Believe me, it doesn't always turn out like that. But that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that so far. This is going to overhang a little bit. And unfortunately, the rowdy looks like it's right on that edge. See that? I wish it was a little bit higher, but I really don't have the option of moving it up. Okay, that looks pretty good. Trying to get all the little creases out. Push it in a little bit with my thumb. It's all fuzzy right here on this window. It's bugging me. Okay. You can see how that, this rowdy, it would be nice if it was higher up here so you could see it, but that's where it's going to go, unfortunately. And then I grab this puppy. Yeah. So this decal set, I'll have to admit, it lines up pretty good with the car. Pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So I'm just kind of looking, right? You got this white line here that comes up this way, cuts through here, and goes through there. That's pretty symmetrical. So that's pretty good. I'm happy about that. That runs there. Yeah, this is turning out well. So I'm pretty happy with the sides. And the other side typically will line up, just as nice. Okay, so I got a little gap here. This isn't laying down very well. So I'm going to get some of the microsole, because it got to go over that little corner there on that, get that fuel door to kind of line up. So let's get that going there. Just a little bit. This stuff is pretty potent. Okay, let me throw this away here. So that's the side. super soft. I just don't want to rip it. I mean, you can see how it's kind of sitting on there. That'll soften. Okay. All right. That's part 2. When we come back for part 3, I'm going to go after this nose piece to get this nose piece on, and probably this hood too. And we'll save that piece probably for last. So I'll probably go the front piece here, and then this piece, and then this. Or actually, you know what? I may go this and then this piece for the sides, and then I can lay this in the middle to get it to line up, and then that piece will definitely be last. So, all right, guys. God bless, and we'll talk to you in part 3.